Hello YouTube and welcome to another Slotted in There Plays video with me playing FTL. Now I literally just started one just to see what would happen. I haven't actually tried to fight back there. But I am playing FTL. However, I am playing FTL Multiverse, not the normal FTL. Oh, no. This has got a whole load of extra expanded functionality, all sorts of different extra crews and people and characters and storylines, and it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So we're going to just jump straight in with a new game on this. Now, I don't really know a heck of a lot about FTL Multiverse, so I don't really know what to expect in here. Obviously, I haven't really played it, therefore I haven't really got anything good in the way of new ships or anything like that, but you can see there's quite a lot of stuff to unlock here. I mean, like loads of stuff to unlock. The original FTL game only has like 1 page of ships, whereas this has got like 18 pages of ships and all sorts of additional bits and bobs that so this is going to be wild. Okay, what we're going to do, I'll stick with normal. Like I say, I haven't played this before, and this is a particularly brutal game, like really unforgiving. One of the problems with the game is that it does have a tendency to be a bit of a random number generator, so you can come up against a ship which just utterly outclasses you in every possible way, and you just die as a result of it. That can be incredibly frustrating. I can see already these are new options here. Download the Federation database entries. Recommended for beginners. I mean, I don't think I'm a beginner, but I'm kind of a beginner at Multiverse. So maybe let's just sort of keep this in hand just in case we need it. We don't really want to keep reading for the moment. Let's just, you know what, I assumed what it would do is just give us like hints and tips as we went along, but obviously that's not what it's going to do. So we're just going to proceed with our mission. We're going to exit hyperspace. We are now in some sort of space station. That's cool. Now we've got a choice here. This again is new. We can just carry on with things. We can grab some resources. We can add a crew member, or we can grab a weapon. Weapon might be nice. Weapon might be nice. Okay. Well, there's nothing particularly fancy here, but we don't have an awful lot of power at the moment. So we've only got two lots of power, and that's not enough to power both the burst and the pierce. So what I would be maybe tempted to do is grab like a basic laser. Which I wonder if I can just rearrange those as well. So we don't, well, maybe we do need to do something on board the ship. Let's just have a look and see what other things we've got around here. So there's all sorts of bits and bobs that I'm not familiar with. So what does pierce do? So power required 2. So a unique assault laser that can pierce additional shield layers. So maybe that's a good thing to have, but we need to do some upgrades in order to be able to use that. But we can use a defense laser. So it's typically used only as a replacement when more expensive weapons aren't available. But what does it do? It just fires. It's more or less identical to the burst laser, so that's fine. But being able to bring that online might be particularly good. What's the charge up time? 13 seconds on that. Okay, well, we can experiment with those once we're out in the field. So let's do a jump immediately. Now that's a dead end, so we're not going to bother going there. Where's the exit? The exit's over here. Now my understanding is that you're going to be chased, because that's just the way this works, by the Federation. I think I can never remember what the names are in this game. And each time they jump forwards one of these lines. So we can see after 3 turns, they're going to be at this point, and then at 4, 5, 6, and so on and so forth. So we want to make sure that we've planned out a route to the exit that we can definitely make before they arrive there. So if we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then they'll be at this position. So we can possibly get in 1 or 2 more stops on the en route. So we will head in this direction and see what this supply is. Okay, so we just get some stuff. Cool. Couple of missiles, couple of drone parts, and some scrap. Scrap's basically the currency of the game, so scrap is always good to have. We don't really need to do anything on board the ship, so we're just going to maybe jump this way. This looks like there might be a ship there. So let's get our scrap on. And when I say get our scrap on, I don't mean get some scrap on, but have a scrap with them, which will incidentally result in some scrap. We don't need to do any last minute checkups. I'm just going to pause the game right there. This is one of the nice functions of FTL, if you've not played it before, is that you can pause the game in order to issue commands, which is exactly what we're doing now. So we've got 2 bars of power, so we're going to throw 2 bars of power into the weapons, and we can power up the defense and the burst lasers and just decide what we're going to target with those. So I would say we target 1 on the shields, 1 on the weapons. They've only got 1 lot of shields, same as us, but they do have a combat drone here, which could cause us some hassle. But we'll just see how that plays out. Yeah, each time that fires, it's going to knock out my shields, but my shields will come back just before it fires again. However, when their ship fires, yeah, it's going to get straight through those shields. But that's good. We've knocked out their weapons already. Oh, I forgot to activate auto fire. We need auto fire on. That's important, right? So maybe we'll target their shields. We'll see if we can get a shot on their drones, because if we can take out the drone control, which we did not get there, then we can knock this thing out, which is going to be much better for us generally. Ah, there we go. You see, now the drone's just drifted to a halt. Okay, let's put some more hurt on them. Let's switch this back to there and focus those weapons. I mean, we can also affect like their oxygen generators. That's kind of a good way to go. But I figured we'd be able to finish them off before any of that kind of stuff would come into play. So yes, we did get some scrap. We also got some fuel and some missiles. That's good. Let's jump to the next. So. I'm just gonna keep moving. We've got to kind of wing it a little bit as we go. So we've got another ship here. So we've got the options of attacking the vessel to reclaim its possessions. There's obviously a bit of story in here. We can ask them if they need any help or leave the smugglers be. We can... I don't know. Whatever. We'll attack. It's always good to get into a fight, isn't it? Reputation decreased with the smugglers. Okay, so there's like factions in here that you have to consider. So smugglers are not going to like me. That's all right. I don't think I particularly like smugglers. So much the same as last time, we are going to... Oh, they don't have a weapon system. Oh. I did not realize they did not have a weapons system. They do have drone control, so I guess we hit that. And they do have shields, so I guess we go for that. Now I feel mean. Like I shouldn't have attacked this ship. It doesn't seem to have a way of defending itself. It does have fairly decent shields. It's got like 2 layers of shields. So we might need to... start coordinating the weapons to fire at the same time in order to get something through. There we go. So basically I'm just waiting for the weapons to both be ready, then firing all of them simultaneously. That way we hit the shields hopefully 3 times in a row, assuming that the aim is... well, that was a waste of time then. But it didn't cost us anything apart from our reputation, apparently, with the smugglers. So yeah, we won't. We're not going to lose any sleep over that. So I think because we want the scrap, so we need to be fighting ships. So we're going to go to this one so that we can sort of double back on ourselves and hit another ship. These are pirates. Yeah, let's just take them down. We don't need any last minute checkups. We're just going to do the usual of burst laser on that. So you get 2 shots, 1 shot against the shields. And then we just sort of more or less sit back and hope they don't hit us an awful lot. And we got one little knock on their weapons there. Ooh, fortunately, they missed us with that missile. But yeah, we can see the weapons are down to orange, which means that they've taken a little bit of damage. Yeah, now they're down to red. So their weapons are completely out of commission now. This is a good thing. We've got to get 3 more hits on them. So you see it says target 3 up here. So that we've got to hit their hull at least 3 more times. Now, we could agree to this. We've got a deconstructor. I don't know what that augmentation is. That's new. All right, I'm taking it because I want to find out what the deconstructor is. So how do we see what the deconstructor... so it's an augmentation. So a special component that allows you to disassemble missiles or drone parts into scrap at a greatly reduced yield. Yeah. Okay, but the prospect of being able to dismantle drone parts is a good thing. I don't tend to go for things that fire missiles because I find that I always end up running out of them and it's a bit of a nuisance trying to balance that. So, yeah, we'll hang on to it for the time being. It's not like I can get rid of it just now anyway. So we're going to cycle back to... So if we go here, then they'll be here. If we go here, then they'll be here. Then so we should be good to do that. So we can go through the supplies and then we can like try and double back to the merchant. We shall see if we can make it there. Okay, we'll see what they're offering. Before you shop, you still have some... no, I don't want to do that. So what do we have to pick from here? So we've got a heavy laser Mark 1. Shots per charge. That might be all right. We've got adaptive ion. We've got a particle bomb. That's going to use missiles. We've got more pages. Okay. Mind control's kind of cool. Hacking, cloaking... And then you've got some droids that you can pick from, or drones, whatever you want to call them. Ooh, well, it's a tough shout. It's a tough shout. I kind of like the idea of that. What else have we got down here? So we've got 3 different people to pick from, but they are... None of them have sort of, like, built-in skills. So I don't know if I'm too fussed about adding more crew just yet. That heavy laser Mark 1 is tempting. So it does base hull damage of 2, system damage of 2. What does it do against shields? Doesn't seem to say. So I guess if it hits a shield, it's probably only taking 1 shield out. So it could be kind of wasteful. Mind you, we haven't even tried the other weapon that we've got here, so we should probably give that a go, maybe the next fight. I don't think we've got really anything that we can sell at the moment, because we're just going to hang on to that for the time being until we see something better, and then we can sell it. So, yeah, bit of a dead end, this one. So I think, yeah, we're okay to go to that supply, and then we can jump to this one, up to the merchant, over to there, and across to the exit. That's my plan. Okay. But we got some scrap, that's good. Okay, so then we're jumping to this one. Don't know what this one is going to be. Maybe nothing, maybe something. So somebody Demands a prayer and offering, or else suffer his wrath while we're refusing. There's no way we're giving him anything. Come on. Continue. Do nothing. Let's get that paused. Decide what we're going to do here. I would say one of those to there, one of those to there. Let's make them suffer. Probably should have coordinated that better. But I mean, we can see that my hull points are 28. His is like 7 now. So these ones aren't a huge threat. Sometimes they can be more of a challenge than you think they're going to be. But I really would like to knock those weapons down. I'll tell you what we could do is wait for the weapons to fire this time. And then what we'll do is disable both of those, and we'll put the pierce on just so that we can try this out. So what does pierce... Do we just target like a single thing? So let's try targeting the shields, shall we? Ooh, okay. That looks pretty tasty. Don't really need what they're offering me there, so I'm just going to say no mercy. Let's target the weapons again as they're trying to bring those back online. Yeah, I think maybe this pierce weapon is probably what I needed from the start. This is doing great. Let's knock out their oxygen and finish them off. Now, don't know that we snaffled anything better as a result of taking them out, but, you know, it's getting us closer to like 100, which is definitely closer to where we want to be. I mean, what else was there? There was... Okay, so let's jump and have a look at the merchant. And then, if there's nothing good here... Scattershot defense drone. Okay, so we probably need, like, some drone stuff. So what else is he offering? What do we have? Oh, fire starter. I'm the fire engine. Twisted fire engine. I don't recognize any of these. Frost laser Mark II? What have we got here? So power required 3, yowza. But shots per charge 4. Woohoo. Well, what does that actually do then? So it's capable of locking down rooms, keeping most crew from entering or leaving. That's kind of tasty. And we've got like energy stunner. So maybe we should sell some stuff, because I quite like this pierce weapon, but we can definitely sell the defense laser. Let's sell off that pierce weapon. That gives me a bit more wiggle room. We don't have anything at the moment in order to be able to control that. What does that actually do? So a peculiar defense drone that fires bursts of slow-moving flak. Can target anything, solid projectiles, lasers, drones, you name it. That does sound like it might be pretty good. We don't have the drone system at the moment, so we can't use it, but later down the line, that could be useful. So maybe we see about buying one other weapon, but we are going to have to upgrade things so that we can actually power these weapons. So what does this one do? So a terrifying radiation beam does heavy crew damage and weakens enemy crew. Longer and does more damage than the Mark I, but doesn't pierce shields. Okay, that... yeah, I don't know. And we've got the energy stunner. It's a stunner. Energy weapons can disable systems and cause hull damage. This weapon stuns crew inside the room for 10 seconds. Okay. But the idea of this frost laser intrigues me. But the fire starter also feels like it's a good option. Because I know how out of control fire can get. Especially when you're firing at an enemy ship. So I'm really tempted by the fire. That's probably my first choice. This is my second choice. This one doesn't require as much power to get it running, so it would be longer before I could put that one into action. What else do we have? The Ranseur beam, powerful beam that cannot cause physical damage, but rips breaches in the enemy's hull and pierces one shield. Okay, that only requires 1 power. And then we've got a shrapnel bomb which consumes missiles. Okay, I want the fire starter. I really want the fire starter. So I'm going to take that. And then what I'm going to do is, can we upgrade the weapons once? And then upgrade those twice. Now we can power it. Now I'm thinking, does that actually make it through shields? I suspect it probably doesn't. Doesn't say that it does or doesn't. I don't know. Well, let's just try it. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we're going here, and then we're going straight for the exit after this one. So continue, do nothing, and then we are going to pierce. So we're going to aim for the shields, and then we're going to fire starter in that room. So what's the... So 12.6. So actually that's about perfect. That does its thing in 11.7. This does in 12.6. So 1 second after this hits, we'll have that hit. Down goes his shields. Then we've hit with the fire starter. We're then going to go for maybe the oxygen, and we're going to move the pierce over to there. Oh, wow. Yeah, we're absolutely annihilating this guy. Might as well. Wow. Yeah, that is super effective. What we will also need to do is upgrade our sensors so that we can see into the enemy ship and just see the chaos that we're causing. So there's a pod adrift, so we're going to take the pod. They didn't expect, so they want to be dropped off. Well, that ain't going to happen with this one, is it? So maybe that... Oh, is that on the next sector? Okay. That's a shame, because there were some stores and stuff up there that I would have liked to have got to, but I'm not going to be able to. So we're going to go straight here. Oh, looks like we've run into another fight then. So same sort of deal. I would... Oh, no. Actually, we want that on there, this on here. Now, we just need to earn enough. Okay, we've got a fight. We'll see what happens here. He may be weak or he may be strong. We just don't know. Right. Now, fire starter. Let's put fire down in that room so that he won't be able to get back. We'll knock out the oxygen there. I think we're going to have to run him into the med bay. Get him healed up. He is going to be attacking the weapons while I'm doing that, which I don't want to leave him doing too long. You can see it building up. So we're going to send this guy back in before he can actually disable the weapons. He's gone back. Didn't get the opportunity to stop him. But that's okay. We are now just finishing off the remainder. We'll just pop this guy back over here real quick. Get him finished off. There we go. Wow. Yeah, that Pierce and the fire starter combination. That... Oh, hello. So we got a frost laser anyway. Was it the Mark 1 that we saw before? I can't remember now. So we're going to do nothing. Hang on, let's have a look at this laser then. So this one only requires power 2. So I think the one we saw before was power 3, wasn't it? I think it was. Okay. So charge time 13 seconds. Shots per charge 2. Locks down a room for 3 seconds. I mean, we may end up selling that. It may not be practical to try and power that. We'll just have to see how we go. So we shall accept. We shall jump now to the next sector. Now this is different. So we've got peaceful sectors, we've got hostile, hazardous, and neutral. So there's a couple of hazardous, or sorry, hostiles. Purple are hazardous, and then we've got neutrals. So I don't suppose it really matters. I mean, the thing is that from when I was played this game before, where I was just playing the base game, it didn't matter what color any of these were. The only ones that I didn't like are the hazard ones. And we're going to have to go through a hazard environment. And they tend to sort of muck you about a bit. But we can get quite far into the game before we have to deal with that. And that's assuming that I even make it that far. So we're just going to jump to whichever one of these we feel like. But what we are going to do is we're going to have to leave it there for the time being, unfortunately. There's like another 7 like whole sections. We've only done 1 so far. And they're only going to get harder. So let's hang up our space boots there, at least for the time being, and we shall come back to this at a later date. As always, if you enjoyed what you saw, don't forget to leave a like and a subscribe. Maybe think about leaving a comment. Doesn't cost you anything, it really helps us out, and we really appreciate it. Thank you. And as always, we shall see you again in the next one. Daddy bye bye.